Yeah, we do. I mean, it was even before the pandemic. You got to keep an eye on the mod rate. We do work for PG&E, like Rod does, and in the healthcare, a lot of the healthcare outfits, Stanford Medical. If we've got too many reported injuries, we're off the bid list. If it comes down between us and another contractor, all that comes into play. That starts helping to the prices are the same, everything's apples to apples. They start running down that list, and you got a few dings. You're unsafe. We don't want you on our property. So we discussed that injuries. This is a big one because these are, as much as you can do the preventions, and we require everybody take their temperature before they even leave the house. All that. This situation is still something that we don't have as much control as we do over someone cutting their hand or falling off a ladder, or they're not tied off correctly. Yep. This guy goes to dinner with his wife and he comes in on Monday and he's sick. There's nothing I can do about that, but all I can do is contain it and hope that we don't have lost time and that we don't get dinged for it, because that's what's not being fair is with OSHA. OSHA's not playing fair, and they're not playing fair over here like they should. They're just, everything's an injury. It's like, hey, you got to work with us on some of this stuff.
Well, and like you said, Neil, you said you do work for PG&E. So we do work for them. We do work for Entergy here in Louisiana. So here's the thing. They use different systems to qualify and quantify their subcontractors. PG&E, for example, they use a system called ISNet, right? And ISNet takes the human factor out of it altogether. You're either red or green.
Correct.
And the system doesn't care. Yeah. The system doesn't care why you're green or red or whatever. It just knows you're red. So you don't even get to bid the job when you're red. And it might be, there's no telling what it could be, but, speaking strictly of COVID, somebody at our office ended up with COVID, or we had an outbreak of COVID on a construction site. And next thing you know, we're red in ISNet, and we're not bidding jobs anymore. So correct. You're right. So it's because it's considered a pandemic that OSHA is saying that it's recordable. It's a known hazard, they're saying. Whereas the flu, although some years we do have an epidemic of the flu, but it's not a known hazard unless it becomes a pandemic. Pandemic just means it's on a certain number of continents. So once the pandemic title goes away, OSHA should go back to the way that they treat the flu, for example, and not be recordable. But for now, like you said, fair or not,
yeah,
go ahead and get you a couple of these and watch what happens.